Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this Friday, a little bit different from our usual presentations on Wednesday, but thank you for joining us and welcome to this educational presentation where today I want to talk to you about a strategy that I've actually been trading for over 47 years. In fact, I traded it this morning prior to this presentation. So welcome once again. My name is Stephen Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. If you're new to my webinars, well, I've been trading now for 47 years. That's why we have the title of today's presentation. I started my career on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange. I was on the floor for a total of 16 years, and 9 of those years I was a specialist. That's where we get the name Specialist Trading. A specialist is someone who makes markets, roughly about 50 stocks or so. And so I made markets during the crash of 1987, the bull market that followed. And after I left the floor in the mid-90s, I managed money and traded my own account. But about 15 years ago, I teamed up with ProTrader Strategies with one goal in mind, and that was simply to educate traders. And you'll see that in today's educational presentation. Now, we're going to do things a little bit differently today. We're going to have probably a fairly brief presentation because I'm going to jump right into it. I really want to, usually I'll go into more detail about a strategy and I'll show you some of the rules. But today I just want to show you a lot of examples. And these are fairly recent examples. Some of these happened within the last month, some of these in the last couple of days. And these are all the method that I've been trading now for 47 years. So let's begin. Let's jump right into it. We're going to be talking about strategy number 4. Now, when I first started trading on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange, I struggled tremendously. I mean, a lot of people would think, well, you're on the floor, you have access to information that none of us do. How could you lose money? Well, believe it or not, I did. And I was lucky enough to have some mentors who were specialists themselves who saw how much I was struggling, and they introduced me to this strategy. And now I've been trading this method now for 47 years, and I truly believe this is what has sustained me. This is one of the methods I teach and trade myself. And so let's share with you some of the highlights of this particular method. Okay, strategy number 4 is a pattern recognition strategy. Therefore, we're looking for a pattern that repeats itself excuse me, over and over again in any market and in any time frame. Now, strategy number 4 is designed for traders looking to catch momentum, and you'll see that in a few of the examples I'll be sharing with you in just a few minutes. It only uses one indicator. That's how simple this is. The indicator is the 50-period moving average, okay? Now, the beauty of all of this, the pattern, the one indicator, and looking for momentum is all factored in to our platform. So I'm going to share with you some recent strategy number 4 examples, but I'm going to share with you how easy it is to access them on the PTS Primo Charting platform. This is the educational platform I designed and developed with ProTrader Strategies to auto-generate these signals for you. Now, even though we teach you what to look for and how to identify a valid signal in the course, it's as simple as one click away on our platform. You can check your work and you can see if you've properly identified a setup or a signal just with one click on your mouse. I'm going to show you what that is right now. But before we begin, as always, before we show you examples, please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the performance results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. And since we are first and foremost an educational company, all examples I'm about to share with you are strictly for educational purposes only. Okay, so if you bear with me now, I'm just going to toggle over onto the charts. And let's look at the first chart here. This is in KLAC. Okay, KLAC, a stock many traders may have traded. Some people would say, well, how could we have taken advantage with strategy number 4? Well, let me share with you how simple it is on our platform. All you have to do is come to the green strategy tab with all of our methods and techniques, find strategy number 4, and click on signal arrows, okay? And you'll see that we had a buy signal here. This was on the 14th of May, just a few weeks ago, and another one here on the 15th. Had you taken the very first signal coming into this past week, well, basically you could have potentially captured 48 points. Now, in the course, we teach you different exit levels. We teach you different ways to enter, different places to place your stop. But look how simple that was. This just happened a couple of weeks ago. Let's look at Tesla. Now, looking at Tesla here, starting in March, someone would say, well, wow, it was going straight down. Then all of a sudden it turned back up again. This is coming into roughly about last week. Let me share with you how simple it would have been to trade Tesla. We come up once again, click on strategy 4, click on signal arrow. And we see that way back here in February, right at the top of this little bounce, a sell signal was generated, where potentially You could have ridden it all the way down here using one of our different exit methods and captured upwards potentially of 60 points. Now, if you missed that first signal, well, guess what? We had a couple right here to go short of. And then when the market changed direction, a buy signal was generated here. Now, you could still be in this if you want or got out quickly with a 12-point potential gain. All right. Let's look at PDD. This stock has been going up. A lot of traders always say, gosh, I wish I would have known it was going up. I could have potentially captured some points. Well, with strategy number 4, all you had to do was click on signal arrow, and you had 2 chances to enter. Had you taken the first chance to enter in PDD, well, that would have been potentially 35 points coming into yesterday. Now, Moderna has had a huge run up, as we see here. But prior to that, in March and in April, it was basically going sideways. This is where you'd like to buy, right? You don't want to buy when it's way up here. Sure, you could still make some money, but the potential to really make some big points would be down here. Well, had you clicked on strategy 4 in March and in April, guess what? You had multiple chances to get long, and potentially you could have captured in Moderna upwards of 60 points coming into yesterday. Let's look at Google, all right? We had a big run up right here. This is where traders always say and play the victim game. They go, gosh, I missed that big gap up. How come I don't get a chance to trade stocks like that? Well, strategy 4 actually generated a buy signal a day before. Probably some news announcement or something came out. Remember, strategy 4 is based on a pattern. We're never looking at news. We don't care about economic reports or earnings or interest rates. Everything is factored into looking at a pattern that I see right here myself that repeats itself over and over again. Now, I gave you 2 chances to buy Google. The first chance, you could have purchased it. And guess what? In just one day, you could have potentially captured 9 points. But if you missed that, well, you could have potentially captured another 9 points on this setup that happened just a couple of weeks ago. How about CEG? Okay. Once again, kind of going sideways. This is where you'd like to buy because all of a sudden, beginning of May, the stock took off. Well, if we plot it here, we see we had 2 chances to buy, right? And we had one more chance just last week, but these are the ones you would have wanted to get into because remember, strategy number 4 is based on identifying momentum, oftentimes before you even find it and I can see it on the chart. So CEG, you could have potentially captured over 30 points coming into last week. Now I want to share with you this chart in DASH dash, okay? It was kind of going sideways and then it fell out of bed. Had we applied strategy number 4, we would have actually had 2 signals. Now, the first signal was to buy. Now, this is what we mean by consistent trading. Consistency doesn't mean that you'll always have winners. There will be nothing but winning trades. Now, consistency means that every once in a while you may have a losing trade, but that's okay because a consistent method is able to recoup those losses. A 2 step forward, 1 step back approach. So had we taken this buy signal in dash, well, we would have lost 4 points because we would have switched and reversed and gone short now, sold our long position and now shorted the stock. And guess what? In 2 days, we could have potentially captured 20 points. So that 20-point profit in 2 days could have easily paid back and recouped the 4-point loss that we had a week earlier. This is what we mean by being very consistent. There will be losses from time to time, but a consistent method is one in which it has the capability to make back those losses. As we look at ILMN, okay, kind of going sideways, then it kind of dropped lower. This is where traders lose a lot of money. They've been told, well, look at it's bottoming here. This is where you got to buy. It goes up for maybe a couple of days, and then by the end of the week, it's making lower lows, right? Look what strategy 4 did. It just focused on selling because it knew that the momentum was to the downside. Had you taken this very first signal in ILMN, guess what? You could have potentially captured 17 points. Let's look at I believe, a one-day trade. This was in LIN, going sideways, and all of a sudden, it just fell out of bed. If we applied strategy 4, look how a day in advance it identified momentum to the downside. You could have gotten short LIN and in 1 day had a potential 28-point gain. This was at the beginning of this month. Now remember, there was no news attached to strategy number 4. We're specifically just looking at a pattern that we teach you in the course how to identify. It's not a black box system. It's not something that we keep in-house. You know exactly what this pattern is based on. You use the arrows just to check your work. But ultimately, we want all of our students just to look at a chart the same way I'm looking at this one and being able to identify it just by sight. Now, we all have seen Lulu. It's been going straight down for the past month or so, right? Most traders lose money because they try to pick a bottom. They listen to some guy in a chat room or a trading room telling you that, well, this is the low, you've got to buy it now, and then it keeps going lower and lower, right? But strategy 4 identifies where the momentum is going, and right here at this little pause, identified a sell signal. This was on the 13th of May, just about a week or two ago. Had you taken that, either purchased the puts or shorted the stock, or if you were long the stock, you could have used this to exit, actually. You could have saved yourself roughly 52 points or potential profit of 52 points to the downside coming into yesterday. Let's look at ODFL, okay? Once again, kind of going sideways, then goes lower. A lot of traders would say, well, Steve, this is building a base. This is where a lot of those guys in the trading room say that we have a lot of support. Well, is it really support? Well, let's see what strategy 4 did. 2 sell signals were generated right in the middle of that so-called support, and you could have potentially captured roughly 15 points coming into yesterday. Now, we can look at different markets and different time frames because we know not everyone just trades daily stock charts. So let's look at a weekly chart of the gold chart, okay? XAU USD, this is gold. Once again, going sideways and then taking off. We've seen gold going straight up until the first or second week of May, okay? How could we have taken advantage of this somewhere around here? Same thing. Click on the signal arrows. And by the way, we can't show you this now. It wouldn't be fair to all the people who've purchased, but we also have the entry points, exit points, stop placement points, all for you on the platform. So there's nothing to worry about in terms of, well, where do I get out? Where do I exactly get in? We furnish you with all this information. Today, I'm just sharing with you where the signal was generated. Right here at the very bottom of that sideways action in February, strategy 4 said, we're identifying momentum to the upside in the weekly chart of gold, XAU USD. And guess what? You could have been long this market the entire time and potentially captured over 415 basis points. This is on a weekly chart. What about our 4-hour chart of the currency pairs? This is the Swiss franc. Now we see roughly just a couple of weeks ago, the Swiss franc was going lower. All of a sudden, it reversed on a 4-hour time frame and started going straight up. I'm sure a lot of traders would say, well, this is where you get whipsawed, right? This is where you're caught in the wrong direction. Well, not really. If we apply strategy 4 to the Swiss franc, it generated sell signals right at the very top before it fell out of bed, where potentially you could have captured roughly 70 pips in just a couple of days. All right. Now, once the trend changed, most likely you would have been out by that time, and 2 buy signals were generated right here just last week, and you could have potentially captured 60 pips. Remember, we furnish you in the course with all the exits, all the stop placement, and different ways in which to enter. Some of those are right here on the actual interface, once again, with entries, confirmation, exit points, stop placement, and settings. Lastly, let's look at a daily chart of the euro yen, okay? Another entirely different market, entirely different time frame. Now, this was going straight up, straight down, then back up again. What did strategy number 4 see? Well, right at the bottom of that sell-off at the beginning of May, just about 3 weeks ago, it generated a buy signal. And then another one was generated just a week or so ago. Had you taken the very first, you could have potentially captured 450 pips. That's roughly about $4,500 per unit that you could have potentially captured. So you see, it can be applied to any market, any time frame, and any direction. This is why I say this is a strategy that I began trading and continue to trade over 45 years ago. This is how versatile it is. This is how easy it is to transfer over onto any market and any time frame. So let me toggle back onto the presentation. As I said earlier, this is going to be a brief presentation so you can start your Memorial Day weekend quickly, but I wanted to share with you some real recent setups. So now that you've seen them, just ask yourself, do you think strategy 4 can help your trading throughout 2024? Well, I think your answer is yes. So we have a great offer for all of you today attending today's presentation. This is our most consistent strategy promo. This is strategy number 4. You'll get instant course access, detailed instruction. Once again, in the course, we'll teach you all of the different entry points, exit points, and stop placement for you to choose. And I know a lot of students say, well, Steve, why are you giving me so many entries? Why do I have so many exit points? Because we feel that no two traders should ever trade alike. Some of our students like to get in and out of trades quickly. They're more attuned to chopping and trading. Therefore, we have exits specifically designed for them. While as other traders are swing traders. They like to stay in for a nice swing trade. Well, we have exits for that. All right. Some of our enterers like to get in at the market. Well, we have ways in which to do that better than entering at the market. We also have ways to cut down your risk by entering. Also, some of our traders like very minimal risk with their stop placements. So we have a number of stop placements that have minimal risk. As well, we have stop placements that have a larger risk for those traders that have a larger account. So no two traders should ever trade alike. You have to trade according to your means. So as an educator, what we do at Specialist Trading is we have sort of a buffet table of different ways in which to trade. We work with you to help you decide how you'd like to do it. And then we put the power in your hands. We feel that traders should make their own decisions, not us. This is not a system where everyone enters at the same place, exits at the same place, and places their stop at the same place. In my opinion, that's a recipe for disaster and one of the main reasons why the majority of all traders fail. It's been estimated over 80% of all traders fail because you're taking your power away. You have to be a part of the process, and strategy number 4 allows you to do that, okay? You'll get all of this information along with educational correspondence. But we're also going to throw in 6 months of the PTS Primo Charting platform absolutely free. That's a nearly $900 value. Everything you saw today, I was showing you with displays on the PTS Primo Charting platform. So you get strategy number 4 plus a host of different tools, tips, and techniques that I've accumulated in my 47 years that you won't find anywhere else because they are mainly things that I've taken from the trading floor. Things like the enhanced buy-sell line feature, which automatically tells you the overall trend. Auto-generated exit levels, which I shared with you earlier. A strength of trend tool. This is a tool I developed with ProTrader Strategies that has an uncanny ability to tell you if the trend is still in place or if it's running out of steam or not. Over 90 of the most prominent technical indicators, but here's the best thing. We have the signal scanner. So you can scan on a nightly basis, going through hundreds, if not thousands of markets for strategy number 4 setups. You know, when I was first trading on the floor and I learned about strategy number 4, I had to go through hundreds of charts on a nightly basis, looking by hand, trying to find the setups for the next day. Well, guess what? You don't have to do that now. With the help of high-speed computers and our programmers, everything is one click away. It probably takes you less than 30 seconds to scan markets like the NASDAQ, different ETF markets, the S&P 500, currency pair markets, futures markets. There's just a host of different things you can scan for. In fact, you can build your own little basket of stocks that you like to trade and make a basket and scan for that on a nightly basis. That's how simple it is with the PTS Primo Charting platform. Let me share with you just a few slides to show how simple it is. In that green upper strategy tab, instead of clicking on signal arrow, you would just click on scanner, and then you'd see this page appear, okay? All you have to do is click on, select the market you want and click on scan, and you'll see a series of green or either red horizontal bars, okay? The green bars simply mean that there's a buy signal for the next day in that particular stock. The red ones means there's a sell signal. That's how simple it is. And this happens roughly in about 30 seconds for whichever market you're looking at. So this is a great, great offer. You're going to get 6 months of the PTS Primo Charting platform absolutely free. That's a nearly $900 value, where if you're looking at in real time, you can click on and see where the signals are, or you can scan, or you can use a host of different tools and indicators that you'd like that we teach you in the course, or you can just focus on strategy number 4, which you'll get that as well, okay? So let's break it down. Now, if you just purchase strategy number 4 individually, it would cost you close to $700. That includes the scanner, and with the real-time PTS Primo charts, that's a nearly $900 value for 6 months, okay? Here's what we're going to do. As we said earlier, that normally would cost you close to $1,600. We are waiving that $882 fee, and we're only going to charge you for the strategy number 4. So it brings it down to $695. Now, you're going to save nearly $900. That's a 60% discount. Now, here's the best thing. If $695 is still a little bit too rich for your blood, don't worry. ProTrader Strategies, my sister site, they're in charge of all the discounts, all the pricing. They can still work with you to give you some type of a payment plan, okay? So invest in yourself. Take your trading to the next level with strategy number 4. Strategy number 4 has taken my trading to the next level. Believe me, I started trading at 47 years ago. I continue to trade it to this day. I traded it this morning, and to be honest with you, full disclosure, my first trade was a loss. My second trade doubled the profit of that loss. So I made back what I lost and even then some. Okay, so that's how consistent it is, and it'll take your trading to the next level. So invest in yourself, okay? Take charge of your trading. Trade the same method I trade. I'll be there with you every step of the way. Here's how to take advantage of it. Contact Pro Trader Strategies. This is their number right here, 310-598-6677. They have trading consultants manning the phones right now. They'd be more than happy to take your order to the phone or just answer any question that you may have. That link you see at the very bottom is the link that will take you to the info page, or else you can copy and paste that and see for yourself. But please remember, this is not a live link. You'd have to copy and paste that onto your browser. So what they've done is they've put on the webinar chat. Let me see right here. I believe, yes, they just put on a live link onto the webinar chat. So all you have to do is go there and it will automatically open up for you, okay? Now I'm going to leave this information up here. I told you it would be a brief presentation today. I wanted to get you started on your nice 3-day holiday weekend. But if you have any questions, either go to the chat box. You see the little chat icon, click that on. Ask me a question, or go to the question and answer box icon, click that on, and I will answer the question. Someone say, will this work with indices and futures? Yes, in fact, the very trades I was talking about this morning I traded were with futures. So that's what I traded with. I specifically, my market of choice are the E-mini futures. So yes, it doesn't matter. Strategy number 4 is based on a pattern. So the strategy doesn't know what market it's looking at. It doesn't know if it's looking at crypto. It doesn't know if it's looking at currency pairs. It just looks for that pattern. And once a pattern has been identified, a signal is generated. So it doesn't matter what market or what time frame, okay? So yes, it works in the indices and futures. I was using it today on the mini futures. Let's see, another question. Any guarantee with this? Well, unfortunately, there's no guarantee because what we give you all the information. So you're going to learn the strategy the minute you sign up. And then if you say, well, I'm not happy with it, it's not like you can give back a piece of furniture that you just bought, or if you can return a car. You have all the information that you can copy and paste and keep and send to every one of your friends. In fact, when we first started giving guarantees 15 years ago, we were finding out that we had a lot of people getting it for free. So they would cancel. So what we do is, I believe, Pro Trader Strategies, who's in charge of all the guarantees and the refunds, what they will do is they will provide you with another strategy or method that you can get for of equal value, so you can get that as well. Okay, I would contact them. The Pro Trader Strategies are in charge of all of the discounts and the pricing, and they're the ones that can give you the exact answer about returns. Okay. Someone says, does it show exit? Yes, it does. Like I said earlier, it shows all the, first of all, we teach you all of these different exits and all these different entries and stop placements. But the beauty is it shows some of them on the platform. So all you have to do is just click and you'll see it right there. Okay, this is one of our favorite features because a lot of our students use the basic entries, exits, and stop placements, and they'll know exactly where these levels are even before they get into a trade because they're all one click away on the platform. And you're going to get that for free. So this is a really great offer. You'll get the platform free for 6 months, and you can see for yourself where these entries and exits are, okay? Let's see. Will this work on TradeStation? Yes. Any questions you have regarding data or different platforms, I would contact Pro Trader Strategies. But yes, I believe it does work on TradeStation, works on NinjaTrader, it also works in conjunction with Thinkorswim, Sierra Charts, Metastock. You can use it on all those major platforms. But remember, you won't have the access of one click away with the simplicity and ease that you do get with our platform. So you'll get both, but the platform, trust me, so many people say, well, listen, I'm a Thinkorswim student and I just love that and I'm just glued to it. And once they try it with our platform after a couple of weeks, they're stuck with our platform. They say, listen, this is the easiest thing I've ever used. So try it for yourself. No, I don't like to show things that I trade because trust me, then people always say, well, then I'll just trade like you. Remember, as I said earlier, you have to decide for yourself. Plus, the examples I was showing you today, I don't have live charts. Those were examples of the market in those particular stocks, but they were the futures. So trust in what we shared with you. Those were actual stocks and currency pairs. Trust in what we did. And if you have more questions, just contact Pro Trader Strategies. They will be happy to give you examples. They would be happy to work with you. And if the cost is too much, maybe perhaps they can even develop some type of a payment plan. Okay. Now, I don't want to take too much time. I've been speaking for about a half hour now. This is a great way to get your trading back on track. If you're at all interested in this really cheap way to trade a strategy that I've been trading for almost 5 decades, now's the time, or the price will go up back to close to 1,600 for this value, okay? Contact Pro Trader Strategies. Give them a call at 310-598-6677. As we close and take one last look here at the page, remember to contact them, call this number. And remember, we were broadcasting. You can also follow us on Twitter. There's our handle right there. And we were also broadcasting live on YouTube. So if you like any of the presentations on YouTube, be for sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to us on that as well, okay? As we close and take one last look at our disclaimer, thank you so much. I wish you all a great 3-day weekend. I wish you all the best of luck in trading, but most of all, take a shot, invest in yourself, take your trading to the next level, okay? It's such an inexpensive price to have upwards of 5 decades of information right there at your fingertips. Contact Pro Trader Strategies, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the Strategy 4 course. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.